So it's a big discussion that you can have with all your friends or whatever, all experts, is that probably the biggest change in the last few years is this thing, the golf ball. It's got a lot firmer and harder. So there's a move now for distance is king, if you like. So the balls have got firmer, they spin less. Go back in the day, a Bellata ball was soft and you could literally put your teeth on it and mark it. These things will crack your tooth. So, interesting, it's working with someone like Ben, who's a lot younger than me, is that his generation has grown up never really knowing what a Bellata ball feels like. So, what you've got now in putting is, there's a big move to move away from sort of a classic, it's different move away, it's difficult to say that. People still like the milled feel, the milled block look, but if you get a hard ball with that, it comes off almost too fast. So there's a big move now for the inserts to become a lot softer to try and kill some of that initial impact ratio or ball speed, so you can make a nice smooth tempo stroke and the ball doesn't jump off. Now a lot of guys out there on tour are still using that milled block feel, but a lot of those guys are in a softer material, so it just nullifies and kills some of that ball speed. I mean, working with someone like Ben, who is obviously predominantly short game sort of focused, getting someone to match their intentions with their ball speed, I think, Ben, is a big thing, isn't it? You know, when you hit a putt, you want to feel like it goes a certain distance.
It's a really interesting one. So we get people turn up and they go, first question we ask, hit it long, do you hit it short, do you miss it left, do you miss it right? And from there it kind of gives us a profile anyway of what kind of putter they're probably already in, and maybe what kind of profile putter they need to go in. And when you get onto inserts, you know, if someone does leave it short, you know, a good example, someone's had their putt 15 years, it's a hardish block, but it's not particularly high quality material, so it's a bit dead off the face. What do they go into? You know, what kind of putter, what is the choice?
And also what greens you play on, right? If you're playing on a slow green every day, then you need something that's going to give you a bit of va-va-voom to get you to the hole. If you're playing on a green that's perfect, the last thing you want is an exocet missile coming off the face, downhill, slightly downwind, and it's going to go 15, 20 feet past. You know, you need to know where you're playing your majority of your golf and how you can control those speeds. And that's where this is great, because you can understand the tempo of the stroke and the speed of the stroke and how you can change that off the face ball speed number to give you better distance control. Remember the old wives' tale, for every reed there is a speed, right? So if you can't control the speed, it's difficult to read the greens. So irrelevant of model, irrelevant of style, if you've got some groove technology in there and you've got an insert that's a little softer, you can play a harder ball and see the benefits off the tee but not get hurt around the greens. Okay, you can argue maybe a bit of chipping might be a little more tricky, but you're going to get the benefits across the package. Equally, don't be afraid if you've got a nice firm feel off the putter and you like that sort of clicky sort of feel, try a softer ball. Go back into a softer ball that has a bit more of a softer feel off the face, or reduces some of that speed off. It's important that you understand the ball discussion is massive. What ball suits you? When you're working with a player, the most delicate thing to change is the ball. You can change drivers, you can change irons, you can change wedges. Changing the ball, handle with care. Right? But equally, I wouldn't put people off experimenting and saying, right, I'm going to buy 3 of these or 2 of these and 3 of these and try them.
It really kind of comes back to which ones, you know, you kind of work backwards now. You start at the green, so which ones do you like the feel to putt with, and effectively then which one goes the furthest with the driver, and you kind of find an optimisation for what you like.
That's a really good point. Reverse engineering. Don't start with the driver. Start with the putter, chip, pitch. You can always find a driver that's, you know, helping you a little bit, but majority of your game from sort of 50, 60 yards, 100 yards in, man, you need to be having control of the golf ball. Tiger had a very, very soft ball for years because he wanted that spin and control. He hit it plenty far enough, but he needed that control. And that's an interesting point for those guys out there who have gone to maybe a harder ball and seen their short games deteriorate. They might have got long off the tee, but they're less good around the greens. You know, maybe there's a compromise out there.
Yeah, it's definitely a real trend what I've seen for, obviously you go through plays random balls and they wonder why they struggle with putting. And the issue is that different balls, different hardnesses. So when you hit them with the same speed they go different distances. So if you've gone from a real hard top flight XL to a Pro V1 that you found into a soft feel Callaway, you're going to get a completely different distance coming off the putter.
Absolutely. That's the one thing out there for those of you who use a ball that's white with dimples, and that's fine. You know, maybe it's time to sort of reevaluate that and say, right, can I just have maybe in the same bracket? You could be true soft hardness, chrome soft Callaway, 83.3 or soft feel Streaksons. You could be Project A TaylorMade. They're all in the same segment, right? But which one you really like? That's okay, you know. But don't go from what Ben said, like to a top flight XL Pinnacle down into a, you know, soft spinny one. That's going to be completely diverging. But interesting point of discussion. And when you're looking at putters going forwards, you're going to see more and more guys using inserts or softer materials to kill those ball speeds.